Just 60 seconds to gather yourself after being knocked down in the last round. Wow! One punch power has ended this fight. Can you believe that? There is no way he could continue on. It is done.
What up, team? Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe, and here we are, back with Big Boys Boxing. I'm Jono, your host, and as per usual, let me get a few things sorted before we get into this. And today, I'll cover a couple of stories, let a few of y'all roll in before I open up the panel. So, firstly, as the title suggests, Manuel Charr, or aka Mahmoud Charr's birth name, which he's going by these days, is on a plane heading to the States. He's been cleared for travel, which is good news. So he's heading to the States for this fight, which is supposed to be happening at the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel and Casino. And the skepticism from Mahmoud Charr and his team about whether Don King really wants this fight to happen or not. He's calling the bluff. I think it is going to happen. There's a few fights on the card, so I think Brian Stiven was actually on the card as a backup in case Charr didn't turn up. As we can see on BoxRec, there's still Brian Stiven fighting the almighty TBA. We thought it was going to be Christopher Lovejoy, but doesn't seem to be the case. Christopher Lovejoy apparently knew nothing about it and has got a fight in Mexico or something. So yeah, like I say, Mahmoud Charr is calling the bluff, or the potential bluff, of Don King. Adam Fahey in the house. So I'll just flip over to the article and let y'all have a listen to what's going on. So here we go. And it's not picking up. Give me a sec here, I'll make sure it's working. You know why it's not working now? Had it all sorted. Streamlabs playing a few rookie tricks on me. Make sure it's working. Give me a sec here. Almost got it sorted. Now it's not showing me the window. Great. Oh well. Never mind. I will just switch back to the other scene and let y'all listen to it. Bloody thing. One second, team. Technical issues. Technical issues. There we go. Back to this one. So, let y'all have a listen to this article. It's from Boxing Scene. Here we go, y'all.
Charr cleared for a travel visa, en route to Florida for title defense versus Bryan. Mahmoud Diamond Boy Charr is ready to face Trevor Bryan, or at the very least, call Don King's bluff. The heavyweight title consolidation clash appears to finally be in play, just in the nick of time as Charr has been cleared for a travel visa to make the trek from Cologne, Germany to the United States. On his end, it was the last remaining hurdle to clear in order to fight stateside, with his announced title clash versus Bryan, 20-014 COS, due to take place this Friday at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. "We will arrive in Florida on Tuesday and want this event to take place," Errolson, Charr's promoter, told BoxingScene.com of the latest update in this ongoing saga. "The BBB ordered the fight and we are willing to make it happen. Diamond Boy has known for a while that an opportunity to fight could come at any second. Therefore, he stayed in the gym and prepared for any possible challenge. The fight has been in limbo seemingly since it was first ordered by the BBB, who've allowed both boxers to retain their secondary titles for years without making a single successful defense. Charr, 31-4-17 COS, has not fought since November 2017, when he outpointed Alexander Ustinov to win the BBB World Heavyweight belt, a secondary version to the super version currently held by Anthony Joshua, 24-1-22 COS. A planned title defense versus Furzo Quendo in 2018 was pulled after Charr tested positive for a banned substance, resulting in a suspension and his being stripped of the title. The circumstances surrounding the opening and testing of his B sample without team representation present provided Charr with the necessary loophole to have his title reign reinstated and suspension lifted. One of the conditions for the continuation of his title stay was that Charr would be subject to random drug testing ahead of any fight moving forward. Such testing has been secured and is underway for this fight, as contracted through voluntary anti-doping agency. Bryan has been out of the ring since winning the interim BBB title on a fourth-round knockout of BJ Flores in August 2018. A title consolidation clash was ordered by the BBB, with a purse bid hearing held last March. Hall of Fame promoter Don King won the bid, posting a $2 million offer for which he remains on the hook. The coronavirus pandemic caused several more delays in staging the event, though the BBB felt compelled to get involved as King continued to stall. A firm deadline was placed for the fight to take place by January 29 to avoid a purse bid default and the BBB taking additional action. Since then, has come squabbling over the event actually taking place. Charr's team awaited a returned signed contract and update on the status of his travel visa. Nevertheless, he remains ready, willing and finally able to defend his title. "I worked very hard and pushed myself to the limit," insists Charr. "I can't wait to finally get back in the ring and move forward. 2021 promises to be an exciting year. All that he needs is for this event to actually take place." King and his team were cryptic in revealing any key details, including whether the promoter ever officially booked the Hard Rock Live venue where the fight is supposed to take place. The casino website does not list the event, nor is any employee aware of the establishment hosting such a card, as confirmed through 3 separate phone conversations with BoxingScene.com within the past 3 weeks. "The ball is now in Don King's court," notes Sullen. "If he can't get this together, then it's not our fault."
So there you have it. If there is some kind of shenanigans going on from Don King, well, the bluff has been called, and like Adam says in the chat there, maybe Don King was trying to get Trevor Bryan versus Brian Stiven for the WBA regular title and put Charr and champion in recess and disgrace. It's quite possible. Don King, we know he's a sly old dog, right? But the fight itself, you know, both guys haven't been active for a couple of years. I think Charr hasn't fought for 3 years now or something crazy like that. But Trevor Bryan hasn't fought since he dropped and stopped BJ Flores and got awarded the WBA regular title, which is ridiculous. So this fight is effectively going to at least dissolve one of those titles. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully Don King does have all his ducks in a row and the fight is actually gonna happen, and we can get this out of the way. But my prediction for this fight, I think Trevor Bryan's gonna beat Manuel Charr down and stop him in the later rounds. But it's hard to say with both guys being so inactive for so long. So long. So yeah, that's that. Also on that card, like I mentioned, there's Brian Stiven versus TBA. I don't know who Don King's going to get in for Stiven, or if that fight, if Stiven's even going to fight now that it looks like Charr's turning up. But we're going to find out, aren't we? So yeah, it is what it is, man. The next fight, it's actually happening the day after, I think is the best fight of the weekend. This one here, Micheal Polite Coffee versus Damani Rock. Both guys unbeaten. Neither guy has fought any great opposition to date. I saw Micheal Polite Coffee recently stop Joey A. Bell. Joey A. Bell hurt himself but got knocked out in the process of throwing a punch, and I think it was his shoulder or his elbow he threw out, and Coffee with his catch and shoot style stopped him, put him down, and I like Micheal Polite Coffee's style. Catch and shoot, he's got very good reflexes. He's a big dude, or both of these guys are big dudes. Now I'm just looking at BoxRec. It says it's not confirmed. That's interesting. Damani Rock's 17-0 at present. He is, I think he is 6'5", orthodox. I think he won some kind of US Golden Gloves or something as an amateur coming up, but he has issues with staying in shape. I mean, his last fight against Manzano Smith, he was 278 pounds. The fight before that against the nobody was 289. Before that he was 275, so he always has a few issues with staying in shape. Hopefully he's going to be in shape for this one, because this is going to be a very, very competitive fight. So just bringing up Micheal Polite Coffee's BoxRec. Here he is. So Micheal Polite Coffee is 11-0 at present. He's also 6'5", and he's a fairly big set kind of guy. His last fight was Joey A. Bell, and he was 267.5 pounds for that fight. The fight before that, he fought a nobody, and it was 279 pounds. So around the 270 mark is about where he's usually at. I'm sure he could be in better shape, but staying fairly active recently. So yeah, his last fight was, hey, disappeared on me. His last fight was Joey A. Bell, and that was in, shit, these dates, they backwards, November 7th last year, either November or, yeah, it was November, because it wasn't that long ago. I can remember it, my old brain can remember it, can't have been that long ago. He's only got 8 KOs out of his 11 wins, but trust me, this dude does have some power. He's a big dude, and there is some weight behind it, or behind his shots. So, and there's one more fight I'm going to talk about once I open up the panel, and that is this one here, which is also a very interesting fight in my opinion. Dominic Brazile versus Otto Valen. Very interesting. I might say my prediction. Oh well, sorry, my prediction for the last one. I'm picking Micheal Polite Coffee to win that one, probably on points. I think the style's all wrong for Damani Rock, but it will certainly be a competitive fight. Now this fight here is very interesting. Excuse any background noise. I've still got my kids at home. That's why I haven't been that active on YouTube. Weekend predictions. Charr TKO, round 6 to 8. Wow, okay. Coffee TKO, rounds 9 to 10. Yeah, I can go with the second one, but I don't think Charr's going to have enough to beat Brian. I think Brian's too slick. He's a very good boxer, but yeah, it's hard to pick when they haven't been active. But this fight here is very interesting as well. As you can see, it's going to be happening on February 13th. I think it's on the Adrian Broner return card, is it? Or is that this weekend? Is that the Polite Coffee one? I get them mixed up. Can't remember. But anyways, that's happening. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. Most people are picking Otto Wallin. I do believe he's the better boxer. But I don't think he's got enough power to stop Dominic Brazile. And Breazeal, as we saw with Izu Yagano, if you can't hurt him and stop him in his tracks, he's quite likely going to wear you down. He keeps coming, you keep throwing heavy punches, he eats them, and throws his own big body shots, throws his big hooks. He hasn't got the best of jabs, but he seems to be able to wear guys down, unless his chin is turned, you know, his chin has been turned to glass after getting sparked by Deontay. I think Dominic Brazile's got a good chance of wearing down Wallin and stopping him late, but that's just my opinion. So what I'll do now, y'all, is get this chat open, and there's also the Parker Farr fight that I want to talk about. It's also coming up this month, but sign into chat. Oh, I'm just looking at the technical issue. This action cannot be performed inside stream mode OBS. Okay, I have to go to the web browser to be able to type in the chat. I can't do it through my streaming software. So, fine, I'll do it like that then. Right, here we go. So, there is the Discord link, and I will pin that to the top. Oh, won't let me do that in here either, so I'll just go to the YouTube channel and do it myself. Freaking thing. There we go. Pin that to the top, so if anybody wants to jump on and come and have a yarn about these fights, quite welcome to. Better get into that myself. There we go. I'm in the live panel now, as y'all can probably see on screen there. Yes, you can. And get rid of that picture so we can see who's in there. Boom, tickety boom. Alright, so Yeah, we also have the Junior Farr and Joseph Parker fight coming up the week after that Dominic Brazile fight with Otto Valen on the 22nd of February. Good fight, both guys are in training. If you check out the Joseph Parker YouTube channel, Parker Box YouTube channel, there's some footage of him training there as well. So yeah, it's still basically a month away, but looking forward to that one. Now that Dominic Brazile Otto Wallin fight, I'm actually gonna pick Breazeal just to buck the trend. Yeah, I think definitely Wallin's gonna have good success in the first half of the fight. He's gonna outbox and outpoint Breazeal. He's going to eat a lot of shots, but I don't think Wallin's got enough power to be able to stop Breazeal in those first rounds. So I think it's going to be a case of Wallin getting worn down and probably stopped due to exhaustion, something along the lines of what happened to Izu Ugano. I know Ugano's got very bad stamina, always has had bad stamina, but I think Wallin's probably going to last longer. He's just going to end up getting gassed and getting stopped, in my opinion. Wallin in a slick performance to UD Breazeal. Is it big and slow? Yeah, it is big and slow. But the problem is he hits like a mule and he takes it out of guys if they can't get him out of there early. Classic Zero style Otto victory. Quite possible, Adam. Yeah, man. I wouldn't be at all surprised. You know, I'm just picking Breazeal to buck the trend, and I think it's highly possible. I might even have a look at some odds later on and see if it's worth chucking a lazy 20 on. If it's paying 5 to 1 or 4 to 1, it's definitely worth its shot, I reckon. But yeah, I'm glad to see Otto Wallin actually getting in the ring against some decent form of opponents, and hoping he actually wins. So Dominic Breazeal's a pain in the butt. Really, he's not elite enough to kick it with the top guys, but he keeps scratching that door and getting close, you know, so I wouldn't mind seeing him gone. In other news, I see Sergey Kovalev failed a second test for synthetic testosterone, so he's likely going to cop a ban of some sort. I see Ryan Garcia is talking about possibly fighting Manny Pacquiao, and apparently the teams are in talks, but I can't see that fight happening at all. Reason being, Ryan has nothing Manny wants. I hear people saying that it's just going to be an exhibition match. So, what's the point of that? What is the point? Manny Pacquiao is the WBA Super Champion. He has obligations to fulfill. Get them done, and that's at 147. If the fight was going to happen, what's Ryan going to go up to 147, or is Manny going to come down? I know Manny could come down, but he's been there, done that at the lower weight classes. There's no point in him dropping down that low to fight somebody who hasn't even got a belt. So I don't see the point. I think it's just Ryan Garcia trying to drum up more publicity. As for him fighting Tank Davis, he's trying to fight a guy who's way smaller than him, and he's basically running away from Devin Haney, isn't he? He's running away. He don't want to fight Devin Haney. He already fought him twice in the amateurs, 4 times in the amateurs. I think they're 2-2. Or was it 6 times? They're 3-3. Either way, he knows Devin Haney can beat him, so I'm going to steer clear of that. You won't want to say it out loud though. What else was there in news? Stephen Fulton had a spectacular victory over Angelo what's his name? Angulo, I can't remember his first name. Over the weekend. So on and so forth. So interesting. At least boxing starting to come back. It's a tough situation with most of the UK being in lockdown. One thing I did wonder about with Manuel Charr flying over to the States. They say that he will arrive there on Tuesday. It's Tuesday here in New Zealand today, but it'll be Tuesday tomorrow in the States. That's a very short lead-in time considering the global pandemic. I guess they're not doing any kind of bubble for the Don King show. So I don't know what the procedure is. Is he going to have to test negative for COVID several times before the fight? They better get onto that quickly because test results take a day or two to come through, don't they? So if he flies in there and someone's got COVID, that'll be the end of that show. Lovejoy listed to fight this Friday in Tijuana. Yeah, I did hear he's actually got a fight in Mexico. Who's it against? The nobody, I imagine. Let's have a look myself. Christopher the Enigma Lovejoy. That's him, 19-0. Christopher Lovejoy. Oh, he's fighting the almighty TBA. There's a surprise. It'll be nobody. It'll be nobody. Man. If he had a fight on anyway, he had half a brain, he should be in shape. Why don't you take that Brian Stiven fight? It makes sense to not take it if he's already got a fight planned on the same day anyway. I mean, it's not looking good for us ever getting a good look at Christopher Lovejoy on TV. Not looking good at all. Charlie Brian Carter's also Ronald Johnson with Terrell Woods. Oh, is it? Is that at cruiserweight though? Jamal Terrell Woods is usually a heavyweight journeyman, but I have a look. I saw some cruiserweight fights on there. Give me a sec here. Lost my spot. Lost my spot. Around me. Here we go. There's Damani Rock. Round card. God damn it. Lost my spot. Give me a sec here. Trevor Bryan. Box Street. There we go. Let's look at this card. Cruiserweight, Bantam. Oh, it is heavyweight, okay, sweet. Ronald Johnson, 17-1. Terrell Jamal Woods, 24-47. Definitely a journeyman is Terrell Jamal Woods. This Ronald Johnson, don't know much about the dude. 17-1. Don King fighter, obviously, and we'll have a bit of a look at him. He debuted in 2004. Wow, he's been around a while. He hasn't fought a lot. He's orthodox. He's for only 5'10", 179 centimeters. Residence Las Vegas, birthplace. So we don't have any height and reach. Oh yeah, we have height, sorry, but we don't have reach. 17-1. He's only got 4 KOs out of his 17 wins. Sergio Ramirez was his last fight. Saul Ferrer he's fought. Okay. KO'd who? Who else has he fought that I might recognise? Oh, he's fought the Sergio Ramirez twice. Oh, he's fought Julius. Oh no, I was going to say Julius Long, but it's not Julius Long, it's some other dude. That is pretty much the only name I've recognised so far on there is Saul Ferrer. William Gill, I know that name, but don't follow him. No, he's got this one loss. Who did he lose to? There it is. He lost by a KO in the 6th round of 6 against, how do we say that? Darnell Boone. I know that name too, actually. At the time was 6-3. So yeah, and he hasn't been active. Let's have a look at the dates of his last few fights. His last fight was in 2019. The fight before that was 2019, so he's had a couple in 2019. And then the fight before that was in 2017, a couple of years prior. In 2016. It's like he had a few fights in 2016. Then before his comeback after a hiatus where he fought Warren Bookie was his first fight in 2016, but the fight before that was the knockout loss. Oh no, it wasn't. This fight before that was in 2009 anyway. And that was a no contest or no decision, 2 rounds of 6, so there must have been a cut in that fight. Yeah, okay, so this guy, can't say I've seen him fight, but he's about the same height as, what's his name? The guy who apparently knocked out Joshua in sparring. Short fella, short tubby guy who had a draw with Jarrell Millett, that guy anyway, white dude, can't remember his name. So yeah, another heavyweight dust up on that card. Whether we're going to be able to see it or not, I know it's a cheap pay-per-view apparently. It's like $20 US to buy on the Don King show. I don't know what platform it's on. I don't really care. I'm not paying for it anyway. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going on, man. Charr a bum. I don't know about a bum, but he's certainly been very careful to try and pick up a title. He thinks he's going to get a shot at Joshua. But I can't see him getting past Trevor Bryan, to be honest. I think Trevor Bryan's going to box his ears off.
No! Stop! Bobby, please stop!
Just a second, my child is having trouble. Won't be a minute. There we go, back again. Yeah, let's get back to the chats. Have a look what's going on. Like I said earlier, excuse any background noise. I've still got a couple of kids at home. They go back to school next week. Yay! Right. Yeah, blah blah blah. Char's a bum. Char's been inactive. I mean, he weaseled his way out of a positive drug test because, like the article said earlier, there wasn't a team member present when they opened the B sample, so that voids everything. He got off on a technicality. He's had to submit to random drug testing prior to any fight since, and he hasn't tested positive again. But 2 years out of the ring with the title and not having to defend it is ridiculous. Ridiculous. What heavyweights are fighting this weekend? I keep hearing different fights and fighters. So this weekend we've definitely got Damani Rock and Micheal Polite Coffee, two unbeaten 6'5" heavy prospects. Both looking good. That one's definitely on. That'll be on Sunday New Zealand time. And it looks like we're going to have this Manuel Charr versus Trevor Bryan. Looks like it's going to be happening now. The WBA regular title holder is Manuel Charr. He'll be... Hey, shush you! WBA regular title is with Manuel Charr. The WBA interim title is with Trevor Bryan. Neither guy's fought in more than 2 years, but they're going to dissolve one of these titles at least. And like Adam said as well, we've got this Ronald Johnson heavyweight guy who's also on that Don King card. He'll be fighting Terrell Jamal Woods, who's a bona fide journeyman. It could be interesting though, because Woods can box a little bit, but this Johnson guy he's tiny for a heavyweight. He's like the size of Joey DeWaco. That's the name of the guy I was trying to think of before. He's only 5'10", so we'll see. But in saying that, you never know. Remember, David Toole was only 5'10", so he could be a beast for all we know. But judging by only having 4 KOs out of his 17 victories, was it 17? Yeah, 17 victories with only 4 KOs. I don't think the dude's got much pop whatsoever. Can't comment too much because I've never seen him before. But it looks like it's happening anyway. And not too far down the track, we've also got that Dominic, Brazile and Otto Wallin fight on the 15th of February. And then the following week we have Junior Farr and Joseph Parker. I think the following, was it the week or 2 weeks after that, we've got the Povetkin versus White rematch happening as well. So there's a bit coming up in the next few weeks, finally starting to wind up, and I'm sure we're probably going to get some more fights announced. And we also have, don't forget, this weekend Brian Stiven is at this stage fighting the almighty TBA. I don't know whether he's going to get a fight on that card, or is he just there for a backup in case Charr turned up. I didn't want to turn up. We're going to find out this weekend, man. We're going to find out. There's a couple other heavyweights down here that I'd like to see start getting moving again too. There's Dempsey McKean from Australia, 6'6" southpaw, unbeaten at this stage. Had a pretty tough time against Jonathan Rice last time out though. Hopefully we'll see some action from him soon. And also another Australian heavyweight in Justice Hooni. He's only had one professional fight. He took on the Australian champion against a guy who can actually fight. It looks like a very good domestic fighter in Australia. Django Apilu, who was the Australian champion. So Justice Hooni had a good fight and picked up that win on his pro debut. If you want to catch that fight, you can go to the Discord server, my Discord server, the link is in the description, and go to Fight Replays. There is the full fight of Justice Hooni versus Django Apilu on the Fight Replays chat channel there. So yeah, I'd like to see those guys in action a bit more. I've also got on that, actually I better check if he's got an opponent on that Junior Farr versus Joseph Parker card. There is David Naika making his pro debut as well. I think it'll be at cruiserweight because he's made an arrangement with New Zealand Boxing Association, whatever it is, to let him have a professional fight because the Olympics has been delayed. I think that's also the case with Justice Hooni. They're allowed to have a pro fight or two in the interim while they wait for the Olympics to be back on again. So nah man, David Naika is still fighting the almighty TBA at this stage, unfortunately. So still waiting to see. I was hoping to see Hemi Ahio on that card as well. But Hemi can make cruiserweight, no problem. But I don't think it's really fair to put David Naika in there against Hemi Ahio in his pro debut. I think Hemi had beat the living snot out of David rather quickly. Hemi is only 6 foot. David's 6'4", I think. So it would have a substantial height and reach advantage, but Hemi's got a hell of a chin and a hell of a lot of power. So I don't think whatever David threw at him, his amateur punches, ain't gonna do squat to Hemi. And I think that'll be a case of poor David. You know? So yeah, hoping to see some more action from Hemi Ahio soon too. I don't know whether Lou DiBella's actually taken him on. I know he's got Junior Farr as well, but Junior and Hemi fight in the same gym. They're great mates. Hemi's been fighting on the same cards as Junior Farr as well. So if Lou DiBella has got him, he needs to get his A into G and get that boy moving. I mean, there's the opportunity down here in New Zealand where we don't have major problems with COVID, even though we had our first community case 3 days ago. We're on a bit of an alert at the moment down here. The lady came in from the UK and tested negative through quarantine, and then got out, went home, travelled around seeing all her friends, and then got symptoms. So she's self-isolating, and everybody who's been in contact with them has been notified. And yeah, hopefully nobody's contracted it. It'll be the first case with the UK strain that may be let loose in New Zealand. If it is, still doing genome sequencing to see what strain it is, but hopefully we're still clear down here. Yeah, the opportunity is there for Hemi to get some fights. He could ship fighters into New Zealand from elsewhere, and there's not the COVID restrictions of most places in the world, so there's no real excuse for Hemi not to be getting some decent fights. Anyways, last chance team for anybody who may like to join. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat there. If you want to jump on, have a yarn about any of these fights that I've talked about, or possibly anything else to do with boxing currently, quite welcome. Hit that link, you're straight in. And well, as long as you've got a Discord account, you're straight in. Just let me have one last look while I see if anyone wants to jump on, if there's any more news stories popped up on boxing scene. Okay, Pacquiao now landed at plus 200 or plus 2,000 to next land McGregor fight. Oh, for real? For real? I saw an article earlier from Conor McGregor, not against celebrity fights. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. I mean, that's basically all those celebrity fights are about, is making a quick buck. And even Pacquiao at 41 or 42 years old, I think, would still beat the living shit out of McGregor in a boxing ring. McGregor's not a boxer. Simple as that. Francis Bartholomew versus Oliveira. Oliveira. Types FS1 promotional. Oh, Plant Truex. That's where that Brazile versus Wallin fight is on. Caleb Plant versus Caleb Truex card, 13th of February. Oh, there we go. There's the story that Adam Fahey mentioned before. So that's what Stiven was on the card for. Check this out, have a listen, team. Here's the article.
King petitions to make Brian Stiven for title, Charr as recess champ. The ongoing saga and the ordered fight between Manuel Charr and Trevor Bryan has yet another plot twist. Don King, Brian's promoter, is planning to move forward with Friday's show in South Florida, although with amendments to the intended headlining act. The Hall of Fame promoter has petitioned the World Boxing Association (BBB) in a request for special permission permit exception to allow for a secondary BBB heavyweight title fight between Brian and former WBC belt holder Brian Stiven. In the official petition, a copy of which has been obtained by BoxingScene.com, King called for the BBB to sanction the bout between Brian and Brian Stiven for the BBB World Heavyweight Championship, while placing Manuel Charr as champion in recess for his unavailability, earned the alternative removing his designation as world champion. The request was signed by King and Brian and submitted to the BBB on January 24, just as Charr was able to secure a travel visa to make the trip from Cologne, Germany. Charr and his team informed BoxingScene.com that travel has been arranged for Charr, 31-417 COS, to arrive in Hollywood, Florida on Tuesday, in time for his scheduled title defense versus Brian this Friday at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Charr holds the BBB World Heavyweight title, while Brian, 20-014 COS, is the recognized interim BBB titleist. Both are secondary to the BBB Super Heavyweight crown held by unified titleist Anthony Joshua, 24-122 COS. King won promotional rights to Charr versus Brian by virtue of submitting an offer of $2 million during a purse bid hearing held last March. The bout was targeted for last May, only for the ongoing coronavirus pandemic to delay such plans. Additional stall tactics by King forced the BBB to impose a deadline for the bout to take place no later than January 29th. The press office for Don King Productions formally announced plans for the fight to take place on that date. However, casino executives at Hard Rock confirmed on multiple occasions to BoxingScene.com that the location's Hard Rock Live venue is not presently booked for the card or any other event to take place this Friday. Charr has not fought since winning his version of the BBB title in a 12-round win over Alexander Ustinov in November 2017. Brian, who hails from Schenectady, New York, has been out of the ring since a fourth-round knockout of BJ Flores to win the interim title in August 2018. Stiven, 25-4-121 COS, is the most active of the lot, though without a win since November 2015. The Haiti-born heavyweight was last seen in a one-sided 6th-round knockout loss to Joe Joyce last February. The BBB is expected to make a ruling on all of this mess, although anything short of permitting Charr to defend his title will undoubtedly result in a series of lawsuits.
So there you have it. Funny how Don King puts this petition in, and then all of a sudden Manuel Charr's cleared to travel. Funny, huh? So I don't think Don King's petition is going to go anywhere since Charr is ready to fight now. But yeah, Don King shenanigans, huh? It's hard to believe anything the man says, and he's only got his self to blame for that, doesn't he? Has old Don King. But yeah, looks like it's gonna happen. I'd be extremely surprised if the WBA say yes, Stiven and Brian can fight for the WBA regular title. Why would Stiven be allowed to fight for that title when he hasn't had a win since 2015, for God's sake? And even that one I think was controversial. I think that was the fight against Derek Rossi. Let me have a quick look. Stiven got knocked down in the first round and they called it a win to Rossi, I think. Let's have a look. Give me a sec here. Damani Stiven box Rick. Loss. Win. Here it is. Yeah, it was. Derek Rossi. And it was a unanimous decision over 10. I thought at the worst it was a draw. I remember seeing it. I can't remember exactly what happens, but I remember seeing it. And yeah, Stiven got put down in the first round, and then Rossi made it competitive the whole way through. Have a look at the scorecard actually. What do we got here? Belt. Here are the scores. Here are the scorecards. 96, 93, 95, 94, 96, 93. Okay. And those judges in the order, the first one was Adelaide Bird at 96, 93. The second one was Bert A. Clements at 95, 94. And the third one was 96, 94 as well, and that was Glenn Talbridge. Yes, there's no way Stiven deserves a title shot, well, even a secondary title shot, after taking his last 1, 2, 3, 4 last 4 fights were all losses, and you know, the first loss was a UD to Deontay Wilder. Huh? UD? Oh, was that the title fight? The first time Deontay, I thought that wasn't until it was in 2015. Oh, it was. Yeah. So, yeah, Deontay Wilder lost via UD. Then he had his win over Derek Rossi, sorry. Then he fought Wilder, KO. Yeah, he fought Wilder, got KO'd. Then he fought Joe Joyce, got TKO'd. 1, 2. Oh, it's only 2 fights since 2015. but he's lost 3 of his last 4. And we've still got the almighty TBA on Boxer against his opponent. So I don't expect we'll even see Brian Stiven on the card, to be honest, unless they drop out Tyrell Woods and put him in there instead of Tyrell Woods against this Ronald Johnson. But I don't know, I can't see Don King doing that. I expect Stiven to be able to beat this Johnson dude. He's got no pop. Stiven's a little bit durable, so we'll see. Blackout in the house. What up, Triple B? Long time. Yeah, man, I've had a big break over Christmas and that with some family time, and it's pretty hard to get any YouTubing done with the kids around, you know. They head back to school next week, so I'll be able to get more into it. What's good? Edward Mulit. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, brother. M-U-I-L. Oh, M-U-I-I. Mui. Must be. So yeah, a little bit happening this weekend. Those 2 fights, at least. Damani Rock and Micheal Polite Coffee. For me, that's the fight of the weekend, most definitely. Trevor Bryan and Manuel Charr is happening. Now, of course, we've got this Tyrell Woods and Ronald Johnson, who I don't know anything about, is happening. And then in a couple of weeks, Dominic, Brazile and Otto, Valen are going to get it on. That's a damn good fight. Then a week or so after that is Junior Farr, Joseph Parker. And then a week or 2 after that is Povetkin versus White 2. So there's a bit happening for the heavyweights. And yeah, it's winding up for 2021. Hopefully we're going to get a good year. We may get to see Undisputed this year with Joshua and Fury. We'll see what happens. I have heard that Luis Ortiz is in the gym, and so is Gerald Washington, so we may get an announcement for those guys soon. Also, Charles Martin is in the gym, but from what I'm hearing, it's looking like he's going to be the next opponent for Deontay Wilder. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Luis Ortiz and Gerald Washington are going to get it on as well, but I don't know about Washington taking that fight. Maybe. I mean, he proved that he can turn it on when he beat and knocked out Robert Helenius. And don't forget, Robert Helenius knocked out Adam Kovnarski, so he gets a bit of credit for that. Can he do it to a very much aging Luis Ortiz? Possibly. Depends how much he's aged, I guess. But we'll see if that fight comes to fruition as well. But it looks like no one wants to join me today, so that's fine. And I will start to wind it up here. Thanks for popping into everybody. The Bronze Plumber in the house. Good to have you in, man. Jumped in at the end there. Edward Moy. Good to have you in. Blackout. John Carpenito. Good to see you, man. Mugamore or Mugamone, good to have you, man. Adam Fahey in the house as well. And that's about it for today, so appreciate y'all coming in. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I am out of here. Peace. And that is a wrap for today. Hope you all enjoyed today's session. If you have, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so not to miss future content. If you'd like to get more involved with the channel, off air, and with the subscribers, you can head to the main channel page, and up on the right of the channel banner there is this Discord invite link. Once you click on that, it will take you to the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. Over here we have multiple platforms for chat. We have general chat, which is anything boxing. We have live fight links, where I drop links to fights within 24 hours of them screening. We have live fight replays. I drop the occasional replay here so you can come and watch them. We also have Fight Night Chat, which is for people who play Fight Night Champion. I play a bit of it. You can come and talk strategies, tips, whatever here. But the main thing here is this live panel voice channel. If you ever want to get involved on the live panel on YouTube, this is where it runs from. You come here, simply click on it, and you are in the live chat. And see the green rings come up when I speak. That means your mic is active. Down the bottom here, if you want to mute at any time, you can do so, like that. And if you want to get out at all, there's this hang up button right here. And that's all there is to it. So like I say, I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing. I will catch you next time. Peace.